Hi, my name is Lindsay, and today I'm going to show you how to use a tennis ball to get some tension out of your neck and shoulders. I call this method ball on the wall because it's literally the ball against the wall and our body weight against the ball so we can get a self-massaging action. We're going to start with the ball tracing the top of the shoulder blade, so we're getting into the trapezius muscles. Then we'll also work between the shoulder blade and the spine. We'll go into the arm, and then lastly the pec. I'll show on one side to start. So we'll take that ball right underneath the shoulder, and you're trying to get into that typical area where people will give you a shoulder rub, right? So just leaning as much as you want into the ball here. If you want more pressure, you can take the ball a little lower and walk the feet out more, so there's more body weight pushing into the ball. You want a little less pressure, just be more upright here. We're literally just tracing across the top of the shoulder here, really super slow, letting that ball work into the knots. So you might notice that there's certain areas that have a lot of tension or intensity. You're going to stay in those areas and just hold. You might use your opposite hand to move it into a spot like I just showed, and allow your body weight to just sink in and breathe here. And just taking your time. This is really kind of an exploratory action. So we're finding where maybe you've got tension today, and it's going to be different on each side. Just allow yourself some time here to explore through that. And you can take as much time here as you like. When you're ready, we're going to move between the shoulder blade and the spine. In order to get there, we're going to take the elbow out to the side or even just the hand up to the side. So the shoulder blades moves away from the center line of the body. That ball, we're trying to get in between the shoulder and the spine, like I said, and we're working into those upper back muscles. So you might notice more or less tension here in comparison to the top of the shoulder. And I'm just bending my knees and allowing that ball to roll up and down here. We want to avoid being on the actual bones. So we're staying in the muscular areas, which is going to be running up and down in this area. You might notice some areas have a lot of intensity. And again, you just stay and breathe through those areas and see if you can get the nervous system to kind of relax into this. And again, you can stay as long as you like. You can hold anywhere. You can continue to move. Once you're ready, we're just going to go ahead and go right onto the shoulder blades. There are muscles that run right across this bone here, that triangular bone in our upper back. And you're just going to go ahead, move the shoulder up and down, kind of shrug into it and see how that feels. You might be feeling a lot of intensity. You might not be feeling a whole lot here. It really depends on everyone's body type and your muscularity and where you hold your tension. And just continuing, again, maybe finding a spot and holding, breathing into it. We'll continue moving. Again, you can always stop and hold anywhere longer or spend more time. We're going to go into the deltoid, so the outside of that arm, and just going to very gently shrug the shoulder up and down here. Again, more intensity will be walking the feet away from the wall. Less intensity will be a little bit more upright. So it really depends on how much you want to get into here as far as muscular intensity. I do recommend using the tennis ball or any softer ball over a lacrosse ball, for example, because the harder, or golf ball, sometimes people like to use those on their muscles, but our tissues are very soft. So if you come at it with a very hard ball, then our nervous system isn't quite able to accept and absorb the work that we're doing. So the softer ball mimics more like the connective tissue that we're working into, the fascia and the muscles. So we want to try to mimic that. And we're going to an intensity level that's 60, maybe 70% intense. If you're getting somewhere that's bringing tears to your eyes, you've probably gone a little too much for your nervous system, and your body's not going to be able to maintain the work that you just did. It'll bounce back and you'll wake up, just as tense the next day. Final position I want to show you today, we're going to roll in our upper pec. So this is right underneath this collarbone here, and you're literally just going to allow yourself to take that ball right into the nook underneath that bone, and you're just gently going to trace here. A lot of times people hold a lot of emotion in this area, especially once you get towards that shoulder And just kind of notice what arises, noticing if you can breathe and allow yourself to deepen into that. Maybe you just hold somewhere and just see how that feels and breathe. Now, before we go to the other side, you can go ahead, set that ball down for now. And I just want to do a little stretch to open up the work that we just did. So we're going to start with the pec. You're going to take your arm into a 90-degree bend, palm against the wall, step the inside foot forward. So I've got my right arm against the wall and my right foot is forward. You're just going to breathe here. You can gently turn away from the wall. You can lean as much pressure into this as you like. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling how that stretch is pulling. You're going to stay here, just extend the arm on the high diagonal. So now your elbow is away from the wall. You're going to probably feel this stretch go more into the arm, maybe into the pec in a different way. And just breathe here. For me, this is a more intense stretch. For you, it might not be as intense. Just kind of see how that feels. Give yourself one more breath here. And then just gently release and shake it out. So you can do everything we just did, repeat it on the other side. Same ball across the top of the shoulder, between the shoulder blade and the spine, on the shoulder blade itself, the upper arm, and then that pec muscle. And repeat those same arm stretches on the other side, the same pec stretch and the arm release stretch. After you've completed all of that, I would recommend giving yourself either a hug, giving yourself eagle arms here and moving that up and down a couple times and just reversing the grip, just so we're opening up those muscles in that upper back. And another option that could feel really good is bending the knees, clasping the hands behind the back, dropping the chest down, and letting those arms fall forward. Just kind of see if that helps open up the chest, open up the upper back. I hope that helps.